Yo, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So it's January 2020 and it's been 3 full years with my 2006 Acura TL. And I gotta say, it's been the happiest 3 years of my life. But yeah, it has been really good so far. I'm making this video because I want to share my thoughts and experiences from the first time I got this car. All the good and all the bad. I do keep a log of what I've done to the car since day one. I might have missed a few details here and there, but I do definitely keep track of all the major things I've done to the car. I mainly do this to help me keep track of the car because I have a memory of a goldfish. I forget a lot sometimes. So this helps me backtrack and actually helps me out for future maintenance and repairs. For my information login, I actually use an app called Color Note. There's going to be information, dates, mileage, any repairs or maintenance I've done, and all that good stuff. And I'm gonna let you guys follow along with my phone. So let's get started. We're just gonna jump right in. The title of the note taking is Acura TL Info, which is what I started at the time. And in the beginning, as you can see from right there, 2006 Acura TL, and anthracite metallic is the type of color that the car is. It's pretty much gray, you know, as you've seen. It's a little off gray. Sometimes it can look dark, sometimes it looks light, but I actually really like the gray color. And I bought it at 62,150 miles in January 20th of 2017. And that's crazy because that's actually what attracted me to the car. The low mileage for the year, and also it's a 6-speed. Pretty much those are the two things I was looking for in a car. And let's keep, and this is where it starts right here. Oh, the whole maintenance, repairs, modifications basically. And like I said, I always try to keep a log of it. I might miss a detail or two here and there, or it's not significant enough for me to write it down. But here we go. Tail lights, spoiler, Type S wheels installed on March 2017, and that's my first. Those were my first mods. Not even just one. There was 3 in one day, and that must have been a nice day for me to do it. Honestly, March 2017. MTF, manual transmission fluid AC Delco synchro mesh, which is pretty much, yeah, I remember that. So if you guys have the 6-speed, or if you guys don't know about it, any TL that's a 6-speed, or an Accord, maybe even some Hondas and Acuras of the same vintage, does have an issue where the 3rd gear actually pops out, or it grinds, or just basically has issues in 3rd gear. A few days later, with the mileage, rear calipers, rear brake pads, Akebono Ultra Premium Ceramic. So those were actually really good brake pads that I installed. One of them were seized up, and I think it's that side, the passenger rear caliper, probably seized up or it's dragging or something, and that I can tell it was sticking from the noise. So I didn't want to deal with anything. I got everything brand new. A couple days later, front brakes bled, cleaned and greased. Yeah, so I definitely replaced the front brakes with new brake pads, and you know, bled it and cleaned it out. So it must have had some issue where I wouldn't do it for no reason. So I must have had some issue to do it. 63,000 miles. Flush power steering fluid with 2.3 bottles of Honda power steering fluid. More preventative maintenance, I believe. Yeah, it must have been like dirty or something for me to do that. Another mod, the next day, like I said, must have been a nice day. Fog lights installed, Inspire fogs. That did require a decent amount of modding or cutting, but in the end, I think it's worth it because you do have fogs, even though the 04 to 06 already has fog lights. It's mainly more for looks, I guess, and aesthetics, but I like it a lot. Next day, new front brake pads installed. Oh, okay, so there you go. New front brake pads installed because of excessive brake dust. And Wagner Thermoquiet thermo-quiet semi-metallic brake pads is what I replaced them with. Yeah, so that was the issue basically right there. And a month later, a-spec kit. Yes. So definitely took a couple days, but I was definitely excited. I remember that. So shout outs to my boy Kevin. He worked at Acura at the time, and he tracked it down for me. They had to ship it to his location, the dealer that he worked at. He told me the price, and he hooked me up with it with a discount. So thank you, Kevin, for that. So this is June, July, August 13th of 2017. 65K. I replaced the O2 sensor, rear O2 sensor, bank 2. So I had a check engine light, which was the code P2243. So most likely that's why I replaced that oxygen sensor. Enjoyed the car pretty much all summer. Definitely enjoying the car until October, where I painted the Brembo calipers. And I painted them with VHT engine enamel. Burnt copper is the color, which is what you see in the videos. Burnt copper on the Brembos. Like, they make it pop so much, but also makes it look factory. But definitely my favorite mod of that year. Definitely. See, a few days later, oil change and filter, 66,000 miles with 570. Notice the date, which is October 13th, 2017. Not really hard, but it's very annoying to do like any maintenance, repairs, or yeah, anything in general during the winter. So I made the executive decision to, I think, push my oil change just a little further so that I can time it right, where I use full synthetic with a really good filter to make it last a few months, so that I don't have to do it all winter long, or at least push it to where the temperature will be warmer and it'll be a little more comfortable doing any maintenance. A couple weeks later, removed mid muffler, replaced with stainless steel pipe. Okay, so I didn't do the stage 3 mod total. I did the mid muffler first. Maybe I wasn't satisfied, I don't remember, but definitely started the first part of the stage 3 mod. On October 17th, Sullivan Tire changed the front driver's side axle, torn boot. I definitely remember this issue. Most likely when I was doing the oil change, I noticed it, where the boot from the driver's side axles ripped, grease everywhere. Right after I did the oil change, I'm like, oh man, this sucks. I definitely don't want any clicking or any problems to occur during the winter. So that's definitely why I did that. Yeah, so we're all set for the year, and we're gonna move on to 2018. And 2018 started with a bang. Yeah, this makes me kind of sad, honestly. This is the first thing that was like made me go down. Like, damn, why? Let's read it. So, March 2018, storm. Car got hit by a basketball hoop. Left fender has major damage. Hood, very minor scrapes. So, in the backyard, you guys don't see it in the videos because the hoop already fell. So the basketball hoop was up in the garage over there, and one day, and was it March 2018? It was a really bad storm, like really bad, where a lot of like trees fell, landed on top of wires, branches everywhere. I forgot what the storm was called, but most likely it's from a hurricane. And I parked right next to the garage where the hoop was, and it fell down and hit my car on the driver's side fender. And I have a picture of it. At first, the damage was only like $500 worth, and which it seemed reasonable at the time because it's just a fender. But he's like, nah, because we gotta get a new fender, get a new side marker light, paint everything around it so that it blends together, and that's pretty much how it was. And he said I think the whole damage was like over $2,000 or $3,000. I was like, are you serious? I'm like, wow, That's crazy. Alright guys, looking back at it now, it could have been a lot worse. If the hoop went either way in either direction, it could have done a lot more damage. So if it fell a little bit more to the left, it could have potentially damaged the fender, the hood, maybe even a headlight, maybe even the bumpers, and it would have been a lot more damage. And if it fell over more to the right, which I'm very glad it did not happen, it could have took out the door, the window, dented the hood, possibly broken the windshield too. At the perfect angle, it could have cracked the whole windshield, also that pillar. So I was very glad that the angle that it dropped on, that was the best possible angle it could have fell. So I'm glad it didn't go any other way, and nobody was hurt, no other cars got damaged. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. March 20th, 2018, got the car back from the shop, new fender, blended paint. Yep, so that's exactly what happened. The next week, painted rear calipers black. Okay, so the power stop rotors that I bought actually came in red, and it didn't really flow well with the, you know, orange in the front, red in the rear, and it looked kind of weird. So I painted it black to get it ready for the RDX calipers, which is really easy. It's actually just stuck on, not even by like a screw or anything, it's stuck on by like by a gasket maker or something. Yeah, so that's pretty much how it's stuck. So if I need to replace the brake pads, I think I have to take it off and replace them, but it's easy mod. A few days later, removed sway bar and end links. I think when I removed it, I had an issue. I forget what it was, but I couldn't reinstall the progress sway bar. The next day, Jesse Kelly amp installed. So you can get this, I forgot what site it was, but basically an amp upgrade. So what this guy Jesse Kelly does is, I think he modifies the capacitors and whatever he does inside the amp. So you send it to him, he'll mod it, he'll send it back, or there's an exchange program I think that he has, and it makes the sound actually in the car a lot more crisp, more bass, and it's basically plug and play. So it's not no modifying needed basically. So May 24th, 2018, 69,000 miles, installed used coilovers. Street bases with 14K on it. So let's talk a little bit about this. I kind of regret this because I should have learned from my last car that when you want quality parts that will last a long time, buy it brand new, especially with suspension components. So I took a gamble on these used set of Tane street bases, Z coilovers. Got them for cheap, so I think that's what intrigued me. And I bought it off the guy, but I did know that they were like semi-seized. He did explain it, like he was an honest seller, sold it for me for a good price. But as you can tell, the rears pretty much seized. So it is a new set with, what is it, 14K on it, which is not bad. That's like probably 1 year of driving, 1 to 2 years. And probably that's honestly why he sold it to me. I don't remember, maybe he upgraded, maybe he was seized and he just wanted it off the car. Take it from me, just buy brand new with all brand new hardware, and you'll have less issues, less messy, better installation and everything. So overall, I spent more than I should have to have just basic coilovers. Know what you want and just do it the first time. Don't mess around. Don't buy like used hardware and everything. At least for suspension. So May 2018, the end of May, Type S headlights installed. One of my favorites, Type S headlights, because it's the most minor difference that adds like the biggest touch, which is crazy. So end of June 2018, 69,000 miles, replaced rear passenger side rotor. brake pads, e-brake shoes, and hardware. So I must have had an issue where it was making noise. Even though it has low mileage for the year, it's gonna need maintenance and repairs no matter what. No matter what car you drive, you're gonna need something done. And brakes will go sooner or later. So moving on to July 9th, 2018, where I installed the Nexus 7. It says completed, which means it took a while. Probably took a week. I definitely know it did not take 1 day or 2 days. Definitely took a few tries and trying different parts and hardware to make sure everything's 100% compatible and running. In the end of it all, I did learn a lot. So more about wiring and all that. Let's move on into October 2018. Same, yep. Doing it right before winter hits, so I don't have to touch it all winter. Oil filter change. And the belt must be squeaking because a few days later, serpentine belt replaced. Old belt squeal, yes. So this most likely falls in line with maintenance. Just 70K or over the lifetime of the car, the belt's gonna squeal. And most likely because it's October, starting to get cold, that's when belts start squealing like crazy. And that is all for 2018. Pretty good year. A lot of upgrades, a lot of mods. Seemed like a fun year besides the beginning of the year where it got hit. Yeah, let's not talk about that. Yeah. Moving on to 2019, last year, March 2019, 71K. This wasn't actually a big repair because it wasn't the lower control arm that was the issue. It was the bushing, which was the lower compliance bushing. I think that's what it's called, where the bushing is like this big and the rubber part is like all around. I do remember driving, and when I accelerated, it would actually drag to one side. Well, actually, my wheel would be straight, but it would drag to one side, and it would feel really unsafe. But yeah, that was definitely needed. I still need to check my other side, but everything seems to drive straight. I think I'll just repair when it needs. So this is definitely something that will come out with every TL. Unfortunately, I do hear that it is a common issue. So definitely check yours out if you have this car. And in May of 2019, 72K, Tane Basis Z installed in the front. I bought another whole kit. Like I said, don't buy news, just buy the whole brand new and you won't have any issues. I think I would have replaced it all four, but the fronts are a lot easier than the rears. It took me a lot less time because I already knew what I was doing from the first time I did it. A few days later, front passenger side CV axle replaced, Advanced Auto Parts. Also a full alignment done. When I installed the coilovers, I noticed the boot ripping again, but this time it was the the passenger side instead of the driver's side. Hopefully it lasts a while. I'm not sure, because if you don't get like OEM quality or better, something that's upgraded axles, I hear the boot rips pretty frequently or like prematurely. Also full alignment done. So I definitely remember that. I signed up for like the whole unlimited alignments, I guess, or whatever program they have, because I know I'll be raising and lowering my car a lot, and definitely getting alignment makes it drive smooth. So pretty much that's it for the rest of the year. Oil filter change, December 16th of 2019, 42,000 winter wheels on, which is the Evo 10 wheels that plasti dips. So yeah, half of 2019 is just basically driving and enjoying the car. So over the past 3 years, some major repairs, a lot of preventative maintenance on my part, that's just to keep me peace of mind. I would recommend, if you have a car, do the same. Just repairs when it comes up, preventative maintenance when you could. So to sum it up, I love this car. Been a great 3 years. I just love driving this thing. Anytime I get into it, I just love driving it. Alright, so I know I've had great things to say about this car, and at least my TL in particular, but I do want to hear you guys' thoughts. And if you have a TL, yo, let me know what's going on in the comments below. If you have if you hate this car, let me know why. Have you had one with like a good amount of mileage and keeps breaking down on you and is a money pit? Let me know in the comments down below if you have any issues. It would help me out, and it will help anybody watching the video that already has a TL2. Alright guys, thanks for following along with the 3-year journey. Honestly, it has been a good journey so far, and I know if I treat this car well, it's gonna return it right back. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe for more TL and Subaru content. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.